Yo, things are not okay for Republicans right now, and you know things are getting bad when they get into fights with Fox News hosts.
Where are you on Mike Johnson? Do you want to see change in terms of these CRs? Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's ready to take a motion to vacate the chair. Where are you on this issue, Congresswoman?
Oh, I don't support the motion to vacate the chair. In fact, the motion that was filed wasn't privileged, and so we're actually not even going to vote on it. And so, you know, Mike Johnson was dealt a bad hand. The former speaker, disgraced former speaker, set up a lot of bad deals, including that debt ceiling deal.
Congresswoman, Kevin McCarthy is not disgraced.
Yeah, Maria Bartiromo was not having any of it here. That is the face of exasperation you usually only see from someone trying to have a conversation with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And the exchange gets even more heated, which we'll see in a second here, but for context, Maria is steadfastly defending the honor of Kevin McCarthy, saying he's not disgraced, as Congresswoman Nancy Mace here is asserting. And believe me, the last thing I want to do is side with Nancy Mace on anything, but I think she may have a point.
Today, the congressman who bragged to reporters, "I never quit." Today, that man called it quits, with more than half his term remaining. Kevin McCarthy's legacy, according to the facts, involves normalizing an attempted coup and bargaining away the dignity of the speakership. Perhaps the most consequential thing he did was not even as speaker. A few weeks after the insurrection on the Capitol, McCarthy traveled down to Mar-a-Lago to have dinner with Donald Trump. In so doing, McCarthy effectively brought Trump back into the good graces of the party and set the stage for his political comeback. In her new book, Liz Cheney explains why McCarthy made that fateful trip. The truth was pretty simple. Kevin McCarthy went to Mar-a-Lago because his ability to raise money had dried up after January 6th. Kevin needed money. Trump had lists of small dollar donors, but Kevin would have to go beg Trump for them. And in order to use those lists, Kevin would have to help Donald Trump cover up the stain of his assault on our democracy. It was a price Kevin McCarthy was willing to pay.
Yeah, even for Republican standards, that seems pretty disgraceful. And you know, Nancy, of all people, would know what a shameful disgrace looks like.
I'm not going to sit here on your show and be asked a question meant to shame. I'm not going to sit here on your show and be asked a question meant to shame me about another potential rape victim. I'm not going to do that.
It's actually not about shaming you. It's a question about Donald Trump.
No, you are shaming me.
You've endorsed Donald Trump for president.
Right.
Donald Trump has been found liable for rape by a jury. Donald Trump has been found liable for defaming the victim of that rape by a jury. It's been affirmed by a judge.
It was not a criminal court case, number one. Number two, I live with shame. And you're asking me a question about my political choices, trying to shame me as a rape victim, and I find it disgusting. And this is why women won't come forward.
Women won't come forward because they're defamed by those who perpetrate rape. Donald Trump
they are judged and they're shamed, and you're trying to shame me this morning. I think it's disgusting.
I'm not shaming you at all.
I told my story. It took me 25 years to tell my story. I was judged for it. I still get judged for it today.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
And I answered it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape.
Just it was not a criminal court. But to sit here and ask me as a rape victim to try to shame me for my political choices is wrong. And I think it's offensive.
You can repeat that again and again and again.
And I'm going to because I find it deeply offensive.
See, what you're doing is defending a man who's been found liable for rape. I don't understand how you can do that.
Not in a criminal court of law. This was a civil judgment over sexual abuse, not rape, by the way, and she made a mockery out of it.
Can we pull up the Washington Post headline right there? In fact, it has been shown to be rape. The judge affirmed that it was, in fact, rape. Donald Trump was found to have committed rape. That's just a fact.
Wow. That was frankly hard to watch, which, funny enough, is actually the new slogan for Fox News.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because he wouldn't tell the truth to the party, to the conference. He lied over and over again.
Come on,
he had a lot of bad deals, including the debt ceiling bill last year.
That he lied.
Absolutely.
Whoa, not provable that Kevin McCarthy lied. Challenge accepted, Maria.
You think he's lying, to be clear?
Kevin McCarthy and lying are like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. That's coming from your boy, Ken Buck, who just recently left the Senate because of how utterly abysmal Republicans are. Here's what he had to say.
Really that miserable right now to be, I mean, from the outside in, it doesn't look that fun. From the inside in, Is it that bad that you're saying, I'm done?
It is the worst year of the 9 years and 3 months that I've been in Congress. And having talked to former members, it's the worst year in 40, 50 years to be in Congress.
The worst it has ever been in Congress, thanks to Republicans. And frankly, I can see why, when even just talking to one makes Maria Bartiromo need a stiff drink.
But the bottom line on Ukraine funding, are you going to vote to send money to Ukraine? That's what Mike Johnson says he's going to bring to the floor.
Kevin McCarthy recruited a puppet to run against me in my Republican primary. You can go to puppetcatherine.com.
Oh, gladly. And y'all are going to love this. I mean, we make attack ads against Republicans on this channel, but to see them doing it to each other, well, that is just pure bliss. And honestly, we might be able to learn a thing or two from this one. Check it out.
I'm Catherine Templeton, and I'm running
because you got a bunch of money from your new friends in Washington, D.C.
Because I got a bunch of money from my new friends in Washington, D.C.
I'm running because I love the establishment.
And Nancy Mace is making life hard for my new friends.
She's a puppet.
They're on to us.
We don't need an establishment puppet representing the Low Country. Tell DC's special interest to keep their money out of South Carolina.
I'm Nancy Mace, and I approve this message.
I mean, wow. The puppetry, the cinema. I think it's fair to say Nancy absolutely maced her opponent with that one. And she kept that same energy all the way till the end of this interview that, as you'll see, was cut short a bit abruptly.
He recruited somebody that can't win a general election in a purple district. Yes, he's a disgraced former speaker. When it comes to Ukraine funding, we'll be voting on supplemental aid, it sounds like, next week when we go back to D.C.
Don't you think you all should stick together in some ways? You are hanging on by a thread in the majority. When are you actually going to unite as a party and get things done?
Right, I agree, which is why Kevin McCarthy shouldn't go after fellow Republicans that can win in general elections in purple seats. You can go to nancymace.org and learn more about our campaign and chip in. If you want to fight the establishment and fight D.C., fight somebody like Kevin McCarthy, who's coming after Republicans who can win in November.
Congresswoman, thank you. Good to see you. Nancy Mace, we appreciate your time.
Wow, yeah, you know it's bad when even Maria friggin' Bartiromo can't take any more of your BS. And Maria even asked a good question there about trying to come together and find party unity, but as we've seen, that is clearly not on the Republican agenda this year. You can check out our video on the ongoing Republican Civil War for more context on that. And if you enjoyed this one, please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And if you can, we'd greatly appreciate your support on Patreon so we can continue to bring you great videos and help keep Republicans from doing what they're doing to themselves, namely tearing themselves apart from the inside, to our democracy and country as a whole. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you guys in the next one.